Hey guys, this is PrimEval, and welcome back to part 15 of my 43 Civ huge map Deity series. We are making really good progress on our war with England. Maybe it would be better if we were, say, 20 turns ahead of our current schedule, but most of England's fleet has been crushed. We have a couple of ships of the lines that we should be able to capture here. We've got this privateer within range to capture that guy, and this privateer in range to capture this guy, although that ship of the line will probably be destroyed by London, and that's even if we could actually capture it. Unfortunately, it is stacked on top of that longsword. Alright, well, all of that being said, let's go and capture this guy. So 44 damage. Or do we want to use frigates? Is this going to be too strong? Alright, let's move into here. And grab someone with the naval targeting bonus. Also bring the admiral in. Okay, so this guy has range. Let's park him over here for now. And we'll let that... Oh, bad positioning. Always the first moves are very regretful. And no capture. Plus these guys are going to kill the privateers. Alright, so that was pretty poor. Let's... well, we want to kill that ship of the line. That's definitely a priority. So we'll sail over to here. Maybe go one more. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So make sure that ship of the line is dead. This guy can heal up. Asking these guys, they're in a safe position. Alright, so, well, we can sail right down to here and see what sort of trouble Amsterdam would cause us if we declared war on them at the same time as we started striking down London. Doesn't look like they'll be too much of a nuisance. And do we have enough money to upgrade another frigate here? Yes, barely, but we do. Alright, well, we're also safe to advance in with our spearmen. Right, let's bring the ship of the line into Nottingham and we'll finish our healing there. And I think we've pillaged all of the English cargo routes now, except for the one that's going over to Amsterdam. Our scout here is trying to look for a safe place to land on the west coast of North America and meet the Shoshone and all of the other North American civs. And this privateer wants to get into range. Alright, so that's turn. We could have placed our ships a little more efficiently. We're going to lose that privateer needlessly. But that's what happens when I roll out of bed and then try to get the stream going. Alright, Tealberg asks if it's possible to do a 40 civ game with only the domination victory enabled. I mean, of course, it's possible to play with those settings. I don't know if the turn times get progressively longer, and of course, with 42 capitals to capture, that is going to be a very long game, even if it is possible for you to win it. But I guess the longer the game goes, with more and more exotic settings pushing the game to its limits, there's a greater chance of having the game crash. So I've never done it before. In theory, it should be possible. I haven't heard of a reason why that wouldn't work. Dilberg worries that there might be a max turns limit of some kind, but I think you can keep playing. Just make sure to obviously disable the time victory, and if you really want to make sure you can keep playing, then also be sure to disable or enable policy saving so that if you are playing forever, let's see, Bismarck, no thanks, then and all your policy trees fill up, at least you'll be able to keep on progressing past that stage, that highly uneventful or highly unlikely potential break to the game where you have too much culture and nothing to select for it. At least that's what you had to do in vanilla. I haven't been keeping up with all of the tips and rumors for weird settings you might have to do for Brave New World. And RHM83, welcome to the stream. So I did lose that privateer as punishment for our carelessness. Ideologies are starting to be adopted. Let's have a look at the whole ideology situation. So I guess that's at the cultural map. Tourism, influenced by cultural victory. So the Zulus were the first civ, at least of the civs we've met, to adopt an ideology. Autocracy there, but pretty far away. What's their cultural influence on us like? They don't have much tourism pressure on us. That's fine, they're pretty far away. Alright, let's see someone closer to us. England versus the Celts are about halfway to gaining cultural superiority over us. How about Spain? Alright, so we're not worried yet, but there will be many civs that will achieve cultural dominance over us, so we're going to have to keep that in mind when we select our ideology, which is still quite a ways away. Alright, so we'll kill the embarked units and start shuffling everyone down towards London. Will that be a guaranteed capture? It would. Alright, well, another Glias fleet. Okay, we just endangered it in one of our privateers. I'll wake up eventually, don't worry. Or worry, but with my apologies. Okay, that workboat finished. We can go get these crabs online. That'll help our happiness a little bit. And if we really want to get the other booked up right away, we could sell this crab, buy a workboat, and then use that to replace our current unhappiness. But let's just roll through that a little slowly. 3 turns for the next workboat. Fortify there. And these guys can keep on hanging out here. Germany lost Cologne. Seabagger, I would like another privateer over here. How many more? Okay, so I have 3 more cargo ships to build. And we still do have, well, if this privateer dies, we'll have a second privateer to do the actual capturing of London. But that's not really where we want to be. At least we won't feel like we've missed out on too much because we've destroyed most of the ships we could potentially capture. There. Now, I think I really do need to start our war with Amsterdam here. We have 2 trade routes that we can pillage. We've got a huge fleet here. Let's go renew our denunciation of the Netherlands. Or have we already denounced them? Let's go check that. Denounced by the Celts, alright. So we can declare war whenever we want. We may as well declare war right now. It will make it slightly more difficult to take London. But I want all that gold. Let's see if we can get another Civ to pay us to go to war. Maybe Germany, maybe France. Declare war on William. What will you give me for this? Nothing. What about Germany? And we'll try Austria next. Any of their neighbors that could potentially go for this. Germany would give me some iron. That would be a safe source of iron. I have excess iron at the moment. 4 gold per turn. It's a reasonable offer. And what about Austria?
Grüß Gott. Ich höre.
Alright, so Germany will give me a little bit of money. It's better than no money. Let's take that.
Was nun? Vorwärts. Es wäre in eurem Interesse.
Or perhaps, no, they wouldn't give me any of those luxuries. Alright, so let's accept that.
In Ordnung.
And we'll start taking down these sea beggars. Oh, did I use up all of my movement there? I really need to wake up. I woke up a little later today, so I didn't prepare, or not so much prepare, so much as get fully ready for the whole paying attention experience. But that's okay. We did kill that sea beggar. We could have dealt a little more damage to this guy, but it shouldn't make a difference. This will just be another example of why you don't need to play perfectly on Deity. And you can still have fun and not die right away. There goes our privateer, which is definitely a shame. Alright, Sweden is pleased that we've made friends with the Ottomans. I do want to maintain friendship with Denmark and Sweden. It seems like a safe place to send all of our trade routes to. And Poland wants a peace treaty. How about with some gold in there too? So our Galeas took the smallest bit of damage from that sea beggar. Open borders with Arabia. I'm willing to be paid for that. And we can also flip over to strategic mode to see if that'll help. Or can we? Can we flip to strategic mode mid-turn transition? Doesn't seem like we can. At least not with the current setup. Alright, so there is this longsword wandering over towards Nottingham. Everyone else is in position to knock down that sea beggar. We have the cargo routes that we want to pillage. Alright, it does appear that it's time to move in, so let's see. Move into here. We'll park right on top of the fish for now. Alright, well first we'll pillage that route. That's enough money to upgrade another Galeas. So, do we have time to send one of these guys back? Yeah, we'll send this guy back. Maybe the injured one would have been a better choice. Alright, which of my ships have the land targeting promotion? Let's swing over here. We can hit London from there, our one ship with range. One, two, three, four, five. Bring the Admiral in. Morning, Jacob23. Thanks for joining the stream. And have a good day at work, or wherever you're headed off to. Alright, so that trade route's done. As for highest gold, our safest partner would be with Helsinki. One, two, three, four, five. And then we'll make sure the privateer is within range to actually capture London. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll have to shuffle some of these guys out soon. Alright, where can I go with this guy? Some of our frigates are already going to be shot by Amsterdam, so we'll move that guy in and let our privateer get a little closer. Next turn, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're not going to be able to capture next turn, but it'll be nice to have that option. Perhaps with the boost from the Great Admiral we might get it, but they are going to heal up, so I don't think we'll be able to take London next turn. But it's possible. And with this worker, we don't really have anything else to improve, do we? I guess we could put a lumber mill. I think that was one of our suggestions from a previous episode, to drop a lumber mill on one of these forests. We already have a maximum of 1 faith from forests here right now, since there's a camp on that forest. We need the 3 unimproved forests for the +2 faith druidic lore bonus. Alright, and we pillaged that other coastal trade route. So some more cash for us. We're up to 555 gold, which is quite nice. We did lose a frigate. Such losses are to be expected. And we're still waiting to see what sort of damage Amsterdam can do to our fleet. Alright, France is denouncing us. That is fine, I guess. They don't have any coastal cities, so we're not going to be able to deal good damage to them. Amsterdam was unable to kill our frigate, which was good. It was combined City Bombard and Trebuchet. Once they get a crossbow into position, they'll be able to deal more damage. But this guy's going to have to go away to heal up. It is free experience, and I don't need every one of my frigates in action. Although I should probably, if I do have units to spare, send someone over to try to meet some of the North American civs. This scout should be able to do it, but just in case, maybe I could embark a worker, although that's a movement of 3 versus 6 if I were to send a frigate instead. So Jacob asked if I think it was worth it attacking Amsterdam just so... Oh no, Harold is none too pleased with this either. Alright, well this could be problematic in the future. So the main reason I went in here was just because I was annoyed that I had this huge fleet over here that wasn't doing anything, and I am going to be attacking the Netherlands eventually, just because that's where all of my naval power is concentrated. So we didn't suffer any losses from declaring war on the Netherlands, except for the fact that we've angered much of the world, which is it's definitely something to consider. Alright, so we got a promotion on this guy. Let's grab land targeting here, and everyone else will start knocking down London. Alright, that is not something I can take down with a privateer. Not yet, anyways. Alright, well, we'll just take a shot at these guys. And, of course, France has to get in the way with that crossbowman. Alright, well, this guy is going to run away. Let's say over to here. This guy can move back 1. Upgrade into our territory to heal next turn. Likewise with this Gallius. And everyone else can start shooting at Amsterdam. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't really want to get within range of that crossbowman as well, but I don't think I have much of a choice here. Go over to here. And we have enough faith to make a purchase Do I want to have a missionary around just in case we go unhappy and need to pacify any barbarians that appear? We might want the missionary anyways to push back the Catholicism that Spain's been sending over here with their missionaries and great prophets. Right, let's do that. Grab a missionary here. Fortify there. Alright, so we're getting closer to the North American coast. And with this frigate, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And these guys can just shoot this longbowman or a long swordsman. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, we are in a fine position there. And we will. Oh, Edinburgh's starving. And the reason for that is there's a ship. Oh, okay, well, we will have to deal with that then. Let's see. If we just go food focus, we'll be on stagnation. We miss out on some of the good tiles here. Alright, so we're going to have to take care of this city and raise that to the ground. We'll have ships to spare soon. The only problem is we only have one privateer due to some foolishness of my own. But let's flip that over to strategic mode and let the turn roll over, see if that goes a little faster. We lost another frigate. That was two longbowmen, London, and a trebuchet. Ethiopia is not too pleased with us. We still have some friends, but whether or not they'll renew those friendships is another question altogether. War on Germany. Germany is one of my only friends. So strategic view is definitely helping us churn through these turn times a little faster. At least that's the way it feels. I wouldn't think it would make that big of a difference since we are playing with quick combat and quick movement. Okay, a little damage on that frigate. But otherwise we're okay. And I want to hold on to that gold. So before we capture more cities, if we don't want to increase our tech costs and our culture costs, we could consider selling Nottingham to another civilization. Denounce the Huns. Let's not get in on that right now. Or instead, be denounced by Arabia. We're really not popular right now. Alright, so we will capture London this turn. Start working on Amsterdam, and then we'll figure out what to do with York. But we do need to sell some of these cities. We'll probably sell Amsterdam, and there should be a lot of takers, since France, Austria, Germany will definitely be interested in acquiring that. And any of the other nearby civilizations should also pay us a good amount. So Sweden, Denmark if we were still at good relations, which we're not. Okay, so bombard. Move the admiral in a little closer. Land targeting, bombard, and why not take a shot with that ship of the line? Alright, so that should be enough for us to safely privateer. But I suppose, just to be safe, let's get this guy in on the party. Alright, and we'll do our other shots before we go unhappy. So, do I want to knock down some of these land units, or do I want to use these shots on Amsterdam? Let's start knocking down Amsterdam here. We'll move over to here, take a shot at that guy, and that's pretty much everyone. Let's take our bombardment to promotion, and we can move this frigate off to relative safety over here, and see if we can meet the Shoshone. The Aztecs, let's swap embassies with them. And should we land? It doesn't look like we'll be able to explore anything if we land there, so let's stay in the water for now. The missionary can go forward. Stay here to heal. And get into war. Swing over here. Upgrade to a frigate. I think we have enough frigates now. Choose production. What we really need is privateers, but Dublin, which most of the buildings were destroyed as it got traded back and forth so many times. Let's go and work on a monument would be fine, as would a lighthouse. The lighthouse is going to be a little more important if we want to grow, but we don't have the happiness for that. Let's just grab the monument first. Okay, so that admiral can wait there. Go and capture the crab. We have excess crab now. Who is our richest friend? And is willing to pay for our crabs. So, Isabella has some sort of a positive modifier with us. Are we actually friends? We're not currently friends, are we?
Proseguir.
Shall we make a joint declaration of friendship? Perhaps another time. We could also do a luxury swap, but I'd rather have a nice gold cushion. So we are friends with Sweden. Are we friends? They're friendly. Alright, let's see. Discuss declaration of friendship. Let's decline. Germany. Trade.
Vorwärts.
If we made a declaration of friendship with Germany, that would, well, everyone who's not friends with Germany is already mad at us, so let's see, will they take a declaration of friendship? Really? Alright, well, I think that then our only choice, well, we are already friends with the Ottomans. Do they want our crab? They don't. Arabia. We're friends with Arabia too, although they did denounce us, so that probably cancelled that out. Egypt. We're friends with Egypt, I think. Trade. Luxury resources. Crab for 240. Alright, and then now we'll go and capture London. We take out a ship of the line, a trebuchet, and we get 2 great works out of the deal. Let's view the city. She also has... Ooh, we get a free Cayley Hall out of the deal. And any wonders here? I think Elizabeth's built some wonders, but where did she put them? Are they all in maybe York? Anyways, we'll create a puppet. Ah, she built all of her wonders in York, which is really interesting. And not the capital. Alright. Well, we got London now. We're only mildly unhappy. We got the truffles out of the deal. We should have some spare truffles to trade away as well. Let's have a look at that. Yes, we do have truffles to trade. Let's see. I don't think we're actually friends with Genghis, so no lump sum gold there. Sweden, the Ottomans would pay us for truffles. $240, suppose. Alright, so we've got a nice gold stockpile. England doesn't have anything to recapture London, so that privateer is safe. Next turn, the fleet will turn around and we'll take Amsterdam. So, that's England dealt with. York's still there. York is going to be a little harder just because we'll have to swap the frigates in and out. But since by that time we'll have taken care of all of their longbows, we won't risk losing any frigates. And because Elizabeth does have this hidden city over here, we're not going to get the huge diplomatic penalty for eliminating a civ, although Spain's not too happy that we took England's capital. And Austria wants us to denounce the Huns. What's our current relationship with the Huns like? They've denounced a lot of people, including Sweden and Germany, so I don't, even though they're friendly with us right now, I don't think, yeah, fine, we'll denounce them as well. Otherwise, Austria's going to denounce us, and I do want to have some friends nearby, so yes, let's do what we can. How are we doing on tech? We'll have to check that. We're starting to fall a little further behind, and acquiring all these cities, for the most part, isn't really helping. So Nottingham had a university. It's got decent population. We're probably breaking even on science for that, and capturing the capitals in York shouldn't slow us down. But if we pick up any small cities, that's not really going to help us. We are trying to get over to public schools, but we're still many turns away. Right, well, we can go and see what kind of a price we can get for Nottingham. The thing is, well, Napoleon's only guarded now. Relationship with Germany. I think I do want to try to stay friendly with Europe here. And that might mean siding against Germany. But they are of my European neighbors. Spain just denounced me. Well, thanks, Korea. Alright, so Spain's denouncing. France is guarded, which is okay. China's not too happy. We already denounced China, that's fine. And wow, people really don't like Germany right now. So we are friends at the moment. They shouldn't flip to denouncement. Okay, they have. Alas. So, maybe we should have flipped over to our allegiance on Germany. Okay, very well. Guarded. Germany is friendly with us. Stockholm is friends with. Let's see. Sure, we can get our MCs back with Gandhi. Okay, so everyone's denounced Germany. I guess the next person who asks us to denounce Germany. Well, yeah, we can swap indices again, that's fine, Attila. Let's have a look. If the Ottomans ask us to denounce Germany, we'll definitely go along with that, since they are a good source of gold. We've been selling them stuff. Oh wait, they did ask us and we said no. I really need to wake up. Alright, so, well, we're still doing okay. But for those of you who are paying more attention to the game than I am, I apologize once more. Okay, turns about to roll over. We lost a Galeas, which is fine. A lot of the AIs are entering the industrial era. We are getting close to the industrial era ourselves, so we're not too far. Well, we are just 2 techs away, but that's 30 turns at our current tech rate. If we go look at demographics, we're at 46, while the leader, surprisingly, the Byzantines, are at 54%. So that's 8% behind the leader. Not bad, just a little below the average. So we're not out of it yet, but we really need to get those public schools online. We really need to consolidate London and York and get those guys into science powerhouses. And we can shop Nottingham around, see who we can sell that to. We could... How much cash does Germany have? They do have some decent cash. Maybe they'll take Nottingham. Well, let's see if we can take Amsterdam this turn. And if we can, then we'll start shopping Nottingham around. Okay, so... frigates into position. And we'll also move the Great Admiral here. Okay, this guy's got range, so he can wait off over here. Well, Galeas is a little too weak to be worrying about this. Let's bring over here, upgrade that guy to a frigate. Ship of the line can go and park right here. And this ship of the line is out of range, but this guy is not. Alright. Is Amsterdam weak enough to take with the privateer? It might be. 49 strength, and this sliver 43 out of 27. Let's see, the damage dealt is only 17. Okay, so we would have to deal a little more damage. We don't have the firepower for that this turn. Fortify until healed. Bring our missionary a little closer. And then these guys then, well, let's move over to here, or over one more, no, that'll have to do. Bombard that longbowman. We've met Vancouver. We have truffles. And the Admiral can hang out there. We'll have the privateer fortify heal. England shouldn't be able to surprise us with any captures. Although there is the road. They don't seem to have any Malay units though. I'll put them that way. We do have some extra gold now. We do have positive gold per turn. Maybe a research agreement with someone who we think it'll be safe to remain friends with for a while would be okay. Let's see what sort of price we can get for Nottingham though. Alright, so trade. Our city of Nottingham. What are you giving for this? 26 gold per turn and an embassy. Not bad. Austria, trade.
Grüß Gott. Fahrt fort.
City of Nottingham. 26 lump sum gold, 3 gold per turn, some horses.
Soll keiner sagen, ich sei eine
How much
ungerechte
lump sum
Frau.
gold do you have?
Treffen wir
300.
eine Abmachung. Ich sehe, ihr
She also wants the
bewundert
iron
meine
and
Untermaß.
open borders.
Soll keiner sagen, ich sei eine ungerechte
Interesting.
Frau.
And what about the Netherlands?
Ah, välkommen.
2 gold
Det är min
and 4 gold per
övertygelse.
turn.
Den upplever
Alright, so it's Austria who would give us the best deal for Nottingham, although it's not a huge amount of money. Let's see, what's Nottingham doing for me right now? 9.75 science per turn and some faith. No gold income at the moment. No luxuries, so it's a drain on my happiness. Currently building out a coliseum. Now, apart from giving me free access to the English Channel here, Nottingham's not doing too much for me. The deal with Austria also gives me the open borders swaps, so it wouldn't really affect us too much if we sold that right now. And it would put a border between ourselves and Spain and possibly draw Austria onto our side if Spain, if they develop a bit of a conflict with Spain from the shared borders, although they'd also get shared borders with us. Alright, let's sell Nottingham to Salzburg. It's not doing too much for us. And we would also get the
Grüß
open
Gott.
borders.
Ja,
What would you give me for this?
sehe,
I don't
ihr
want
bewundert
horses.
meinen neuen Damast. Soll keiner sagen, ich sei eine ungerechte Frau.
Do I want to trade away that iron?
Ich
I
sehe,
think I have
ihr
enough
bewundert meinen
iron,
neuen Damast.
but maybe
Soll
this
keiner
much iron
sagen,
is
ich
too
sei eine
much.
ungerechte
Let's say 2
Frau.
iron,
Treffen wir eine Abmachung.
and, well, maybe she doesn't even want the iron. No, she does want the iron. Alright, so we can cut that down by a good chunk, let's say 100. What would make this deal work? 112 and 6 gold per turn.
Soll keiner sagen, ich sei eine
If
ungerechte
I
Frau.
drop this down
Treffen wir eine
to
Abmachung.
no gold per turn, 25 times 6 is 150, so 262.
Ich sehe, ihr
175
bewundert meinen
and some
Damast.
horses.
Soll
I'm
keiner
not really
sagen,
into horses.
Ich sei eine ungerechte Frau.
What is she valuing
Treffen wir
horses
eine
at?
Abmachung.
2 gold per turn each? Maybe, probably 1 gold per turn each. So, let's push that up to maybe plus 90, 265. How about 310? And defensive pact? No defensive pact. 365. What would make this deal work?
Ich sehe, Ihr bewundert meine neuen
I could sell my
So, ich
horses.
kenne
That would be
es
fine
ich sei
too.
eine ungerechte Frau. Treffen wir eine Abmachung. Ich sehe, ihr bewundert meinen neuen
Selling the horses. I'm not going to be using these horses for anything. So, yes. We'll do open borders and a lump sum of gold. That sounds like the ideal. So, yes, 26 gold per turn is good, but I'm worried that France is going to declare war on me. And I'm also worried that Austria or France could return Nottingham to England, and then I would just lose out on the gold per turn. So I'd rather get my deals as lump sums than as gold per turns. We can get our embassies back here. And England did manage to kick out another ship to the line. Hopefully they don't pillage all of our crab. But that's really Germany, really. Do you know how many people I said no to denouncing you? You'll pay for this. Alright, and there is an English rifleman here getting ready to take London back. He will be slowed by the forests. Egypt's not too happy with this either. And we lost a frigate, 2 trebuchets, a crossbowman, and a city bombard. Okay, well, we can take Amsterdam this turn. Unfortunately, he does have a sword, plus the roads, flat terrain. He could retake it then. What I really need is some more privateers. Cameron 000 is suggesting that we try making peace with England. We can see if she'll take it. I really would prefer to have York under my control because she's just going to build up an army, and as she races ahead on tech, it'll be much more difficult for me to deal with her. The easiest way to deal with this rifleman is to let him take London and then just take London back. The problem is I don't have enough privateers, but I do have enough lump sum gold to buy a privateer, and that's what I'm going to do. But first, city connection to Edinburgh is broken. Hastings demands tobacco. Dublin can fire on the ship of the line. And we'll buy the privateer. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll buy the privateer in Dublin. And this cargo ship, highest gold, to, well, these are some more dangerous trade routes. I really don't trust Spain not to declare war on me here. Now, we could trade with a Russian city here, former Polish city of Lodz. Alright, that looks safe so long as Denmark doesn't declare war on us, and they are currently not very happy with us, they're hostile. So maybe we shouldn't be sending all of our trade routes through Denmark. I guess we could trade with Lisbon. Although that ship of the line could come through. Alright, let's trade with Lisbon. And we are going to capture Amsterdam this turn, even though it does mean we could lose the privateer. The safest thing to do, though, would be to take Amsterdam and sell it immediately, and then that would ensure the safety of our privateer. Okay, let's do that. Now, are there any other shots I want to take with these guys before we go unhappy? Deal damage there. Maybe pull back with this frigate to here. And okay, we have to kill that sword. This guy's got range. Take out that trebuchet. One, two, three, four. How many? That's just 3 units that could take a shot at that ship of the line, so I think it should be safe there. Okay, so let's go take Amsterdam and then we'll assess how likely it is to fall. We got a bunch of gold from that. View the city. Lots of citizens, a university, a mosque as well, library. Alright, we'll go create our puppet here. And that privateer is done, so this sword could get in here and recapture Amsterdam. We would lose the privateer. Amsterdam isn't currently contributing anything to my science. But once it comes online, that'll probably give us, at least, let's have a look at it, at least 15 science, probably more. Now let's see. How does Sweden feel about England? They're not friends with England. Ooh, okay, the polar is a marsh. That's a good call there, Cameron. So that sword can't retake Amsterdam this turn. Alright, so we are looking a little better then. If the AI is smart enough to swap the crossbowman out, then this pikeman could take it, but it's not guaranteed. And we'll just have the scientist sleep there. And we'll drop the pikeman in over here. Fortify. And that's everyone. We could swing this frigate in over here. Kill that. Alright, so let's see what England and the Netherlands do here. Spain's not happy that we're at war with the Netherlands and captured Amsterdam. Very well. Maria has declared war on Bismarck. Denmark has made peace with Germany, and Ethiopia has denounced the Huns. Okay, so this swordsman and this pikeman are both in position, so long as the AI can swap these crossbowmen out. But we did hold on to Amsterdam for this turn, which leaves us time to withdraw that privateer And we don't need the entire fleet here. We should swing around and start dealing with whatever Elizabeth is kicking out of York. Try to capture that ship of the line. But that's something that we'll save for part 16. This here will be the last turn for this episode. Okay, so we haven't lost any units. We did get a promotion on this frigate. We'll give him lots of targets on land, so we'll give him a land-based promotion. Lots of potential capture units for Amsterdam. We could sell that. And William has declared war on Bismarck. That's interesting. Alright, so this will be a good chance for us to break, because I can take all of your opinions on what I should do with Amsterdam. I'm thinking of selling it. Cameron 000 is thinking that we should try to hang on to it. It is a good city. It's got the 2 polders, it's even got this customs house, so that's definitely good for gold. Good population, it has a university, it'll be good for science as well. No luxuries though, which it's slightly better than Nottingham because it's got more population and nicer tiles, but it's also short on the luxuries as well. But in the next turn, hopefully we'll be more alert and better able to handle our military moves. We're going to be sending some of our frigates over to go and deal with the ship of the line. But the last thing that I do before we break and save the game is to do a little exploring in North America. So it looks like we're not going to be able to pass over these mountains. Let's trespass briefly in the city-state of Vancouver. There's the Shoshone. So we'll be able to meet them next turn, but that's it for now. So Cameron is thinking just to move the privateer out, let them take it back, and keep on swapping that way. That's definitely an option. We do risk losing the university, and of course the population is going to keep getting worn down, and the price that we could get for selling it will decrease as the city gets burnt down. So definitely something to think about. That's it for now. Thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you tomorrow or in the next episode.